Hey, welcome to this week's Low Impact Knee Saver series. We're going to be needing a light weight this week, so if you're going to use one weight per arm, like two small weights, something around the 3 kg marker is probably right. If you're going to use something bigger, I'm going to use a backpack with a bunch of stuff in it. You want probably 7 to 8 kg. You need to be able to do about 20 bicep curls with it. So that's going to be our first move. Well, let's do a very, very fast little warm-up just to get the heart rate going up first. So just for our warm-up, we're going to start up on our feet, and let's do some bouncing side to side. So we're not doing a full jump. This is even a little jog in place. And bring our arms out wide, straight in front of us, out wide, up overhead. As always with this series, play to your body. If your body is saying, ow, that hurts, stop. If your knees are feeling a little bit weird today, take this down a little bit slower. You can give it a little bit of a bounce, or you can just head outside, go for a quick walk. Come on back in, pause the video, start up when we do the weights. All right, arms out to the side, arms up overhead, arms straight down. Let's bring those arms back, elbows behind our center mass, and forward, back, and forward. Let's see if we can bring those knees up, get those hips a little more warmed up. And see if we can kick our butts. Good. A couple full arm circles just to get those shoulders opened up. Think about squeezing your shoulder blades together. Bring those arms in front and around. And as those arms come back, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Other direction. Good. Time a shoelace. But as I'm tying my shoelace, go ahead and grab your weights, or your backpack, or your water bottles, whatever you're using. And we're going to start with that bicep curl. So really important on the bicep curl, you want your arms to stay in line with the center mass of your body. So you don't want your arms drifting up in front of you, coming behind you. You want them to stay right there in the middle. We're going to do 20 reps here. Bring your weight up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have a little bend in my knees. Keep going. That takes some of the pressure off my lower back. That should be 11 for most of you. 12. 17. 3 more. 18. 19. Last one. 20. Now we're going to get into some single leg toe touches. So we're going to do these without any extra weight. You want to take both hands, kind of just put them together, and you're going to come down onto one foot and touch that foot. I'm keeping this leg, my standing leg, relatively straight. This isn't a squat down. We're actually working the back of the leg and the hamstrings and the glutes. So we're coming down, nice straight leg, touch, and return. If this is a little too difficult for the balance, take your legs just a little bit farther apart and alternate the foot you touch, like this. But for the rest of us, we are going to go ahead and do 8 toe touches per foot. If you have issues with high blood pressure and you feel any sense of dizziness on this exercise, stop and do bridge instead. And don't start doing bridge until you stop feeling dizzy, obviously. For people with high blood pressure, anytime you're getting your head below your heart, as this one tends to do, there's always a chance of dipping that blood pressure suddenly. Last one is and that's pretty unpleasant. That can cause fainting and other things if you're prone to it. This also encourages a nice range of motion in the hip. If you can't get as far down as the ground, you can give yourself a little target object in front of yourself. And if you can get to that, that's great. If you can't get all the way to the ground, even better. Most of us probably have 3 more. 2, last one. Great. And we're going to finish this off with 7, 8 walkouts. So we're going to start in a squatted position, hands to the ground, walk yourself out to plank, and back in. That's the demo. Let's start the real counting now. I'll go over here where you can see me. Walk it out, and back in. 1. Oh, these are just walkouts. We don't have to stand up all the way. So just walk out, and in. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Last one. 8. Great. We're going to grab our weight and get on the biceps again. We're going to do each of these exercises 2 times round. And you can do them 3 times round or 4 times round. As many rounds as you like. Grab a sip of water and get in. 20. Nice long count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, halfway. So we're doing this nice, slow and controlled, and that's very much on purpose. 5 more. 3, 2, and last one. Wonderful. Single leg toe touches. And 8 per foot. Let's just start right away. 1, 2, 3. So as you're coming down, think about pulling in your core towards your spine. Let your back be supported by your core. Switching legs. Good. Keeping that standing leg nice and straight. So our hamstring and our butt are doing all this work for us. Last one. Good. Maybe you noticed on the last one, I used a chair for a little extra balance. I felt a wobble. There's nothing wrong with using the things around you to help you keep good form and prevent you from falling. Nothing's worse than falling. Let's do those walkouts. So again, on this walkout, think about pulling in your core into the back of your spine. You bend your knees straighten as you walk out, become plank. Your knees bend as you walk in, your butt comes up. And that way we're also working the core on this, getting that full extension, contraction. 2, 3, 4, halfway, 7, last one. Let's go for it. 8. Great. Grab yourself a sip of water, and we're going to do a hovering leg lift. So we're doing a few different moves today that get us on the ground, putting our weight to our upper body. That's to help develop some of those shoulder muscles. So we can do things like push-ups, bench press, all those other things later. But we need to start getting the upper body to be load-bearing. And this is another one. So we're going to come into what I call the hover position. So you start with yourself kind of like a tabletop, curl your toes, and get your knees off. Once we're in that position, we're going to lift one leg 8 times, and then we'll do the other leg. If that's a little bit too much for you, stay in the tabletop position, come in, and lift like that. But if you're up for that little extra challenge, getting onto your toes puts more weight into your upper body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And while we're down, let's stay down. Just going to push this off. We're going to lie down onto our tummies. We're going to engage our core and our glutes. And we're going to do these lat rotations. Let's do 10. So arms start at our shoulders. Rotate up and in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. The last move of this series just requires a chair. And all we're going to do is sit down all the way, stand up all the way. This is to help us get that really good form we'll need for our squats. Let's do 10. Sorry, hiccup. We're going to come up. As you come down, your butt's driving back, and you're having a nice flat, straight back as you come down. You lean forward ever so slightly. And this is what's going to be a good squat later in life. But let that butt tap the chair. Two more. Last one. Good. For most people of average height, using a chair gets you to about that 90 degree or that parallel to the ground. And you can use the chair as a bit of a marker that you don't want your feet outside the legs of the chair. You want shoulder width, which for a lot of dining room chairs puts you just inside the feet for your heel positioning. All right, we're going back to that hovering leg lift. If you need a break at any point, pause. Grab some water, grab a break. If you don't, right back down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I realize I said 8, but we're doing 10 for some reason. 8, 9, 10. All right, those lats all the way to the ground. Engaging through the glutes. That brings my feet just off the ground. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's do our 10 chair sits. Still on the screen, great. 8, 9, 10. Wonderful. Let's see. Let's go ahead and just do 2 minutes of fast ab work because, hey, I love doing abs. Abs are my favorite thing to do. And like spending time with my family and whatever. Let's start with 20 crunches. So we're just going to do a 2-minute cycle. I promise these videos will be really short. 4. So it's just a crunch. It's just getting the shoulder blades off and back down to the ground. It's time to check your posture. Make sure nothing fits between your back and the floor. That you're pulling your belly button down towards your spine as you crunch up. 5 more. 2, 1. Great. Coming down, we're going to bring our knees into our chest and then return our feet to the ground. Try and do this as nice controlled as you can. Nice slow move. And this concentrates on that lower ab. 5 more. 2. Last 1, just in case I counted poorly. Great. So now we're going to come up to the top of our sit-up position. And here we're going to turn to the left and then bring our right knee up and then back. Let's do 10 per side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's my timer, but let's try and get 5 full sit-ups in before we're done. Lying down, knees are bent, back is pushed all the way against the ground, coming up, and then coming down as slowly as your body will let you. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, that's it. A little quick full body workout. Feel free to do this exercise every day if you want to. Nothing here is too strenuous that should overexert anything. But if you did have any dizziness and things that got your head down to hip level or below, eliminate those things from the series. Do something else. Always pay attention to your body if it's telling you something like that. Great work, everybody. I'll try and get another one of these out in a couple days. I hope everyone's knees are doing really, really well. For those of you who are using this as your recovery program, really proud of you guys.